You are the kings of corruption.
Careful with what you say. These are allegations.
Now you put words in my mouth.
I'll be honest, it's not looking good for you, brother.
This is where we get really messy. This is where we get Lionel, do you know what I'm saying?
Welcome to Gold Fan Zone. This is Fan Jury. Let's go. Woo! Okay, he's back. Oi, I don't mind a little bit peak.
Harvey Barnes is top 3 wingers in the Premier League. I'm going to be honest here. Then Luca, there's no need. I'm going to be honest here. He's been ridiculed with injuries, but we've seen him a bit of magic this season. Manchester City, he scored 2 goals, got the winner. Incredible goals this season. His best season was 22-23 at Leicester when he scored 13 goals. But let's be honest here. In every single team in the Premier League, you need a Harvey Barnes. He drops all your left wingers immediately. I'll take about Arsenal. Barcelona, Rashford, Rafinha, we don't need that. Tottenham, I'll be honest, you need someone right there. Chelsea, who's on your left? Neto. Astaghfirullah, bro. You don't need Neto over there. You don't need Neto over there, but I'm telling you right now, if you had a fully fit Harvey Barnes, there's only Salah and Saka better than him. That's it. In the Premier League. Am I wrong?
As in wingers, you're wrong, bro. Doku.
You see, I'll be honest, guys are reactionary. You see one fidget spin against Liverpool.
Well, what have you seen again about Harvey Barnes?
I've seen Harvey Barnes since 2020. He's been ridiculed with injuries. What can he do?
But he's not even better than Anthony Gordon.
Does he even get in that
team? Anthony Gordon plays on the other side.
He's not even. You said best wingers in the Premier League, which infers both sides.
Yeah. He's better than Anthony Gordon.
No, he's not better than Anthony Gordon.
He's not better than Anthony Gordon.
Based on what?
Based on the fact Anthony Gordon's a better player.
I'll take that silence as the answer. Anybody else has anything for me? Goals and assists, Harvey Barnes will provide that for you.
How many has he got then this season?
On your left wing, he got like, what, 3 in the Premier League?
What are we doing?
Hey, I told you,
What
fully fit. He's on the bench. He's fully fit.
So he's on the bench, he can't even get in his own team.
But that's not his fault.
Bro, Jacob
But you said the top 3 wingers.
Let's
The
be
top 3
honest.
wingers, sure he's got to play.
Newcastle, they're 14th for a reason. They're down at the bottom of the table for a reason. Because they not start Harvey Barnes. When they played Harvey Barnes, what did Harvey Barnes do? He got them winners in the Champions League. He was scoring bangers for them. It's not my fault the manager don't know what to do.
Can you explain why Jacob Murphy starts ahead of him?
No, he does not start ahead of him. If he does start ahead of him, shall I tell you why he does? Because the manager don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
I've got a question.
Yes, what's your question?
Semenyo's being linked away from Bournemouth. Why isn't Harvey Barnes being linked to a bigger club in the Premier League?
Because obviously, you know what it is, right? People want guys that are... There's nothing funny. You know what it is? People want guys that are consistent. He's consistently injured. So people don't want...
So why would anyone want him?
I told you, if he's fully fit, he's top 3.
It's a big if.
Name me some wingers that are better than him.
Mohamed Kudus.
See, that's bias. Come on, let's be honest here.
That's not bias. He got 5 assists this season. And he actually knows how to take on a player.
He does not play same side as him in my books.
Bro, Trossard is
You
better
said
than
Saka.
Leandro Trossard?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
32 years of age. Leandro Trossard does not start with him.
He's been one of Arsenal's best performing attackers this season.
But that says a lot because our left wing right now is Martinelli, who does well sometimes. We got Eze. Eze doesn't play there. His position. Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing? I prefer Harvey Barnes.
I don't think you do. I think you're lying.
Why would I lie about Harvey Barnes? I've had stocks in him since 2020.
Just to confirm, he's got 3 GA this season, yeah?
No, he's got 6. But obviously, Premier League, he got 3.
3 GA in the Premier League.
Yeah, but obviously, he's been on the bench 8 times. He played 12 games, been on the bench 8 times.
If he's been on the bench 8 times...
That's not his fault.
But surely he's got enough time there to recover.
Salah's been on the bench for 3 games. Is he still not the best winger in the Prem?
No.
I would take 2 wingers from Everton over him.
What wingers?
Grealish and Njai.
Yeah.
Hey, this
That's
is why
just 2. That's just 2.
This is why you watch the City A and not the Premier League.
Everyone else agrees with me.
No, they all agree with you based on pure bias and greed. That's why they agree.
Bias.
Bias towards
You
Everton.
mentioned Kudus.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
Kudus
agreeing
is
with
better.
I'm agreeing with the Everton one. Kudus is also better.
He's also better.
Kudus is not better.
So is Doku. So is
told-
Bernardo Silva when he's on the wing.
But also don't even have the legs for the wing anymore.
Mate, Minter's better than him as well at Brighton.
Oh, so we're just throwing at anybody nowadays.
No, again, that's what
we're
I'm
just throwing at
saying.
anybody.
We're talking about Harvey
Why we don't- Hey,
Barnes.
bring up Brendan Johnson at this point. Like, bring up.
Oh yeah, he
anybody.
scored 18 goals last season. That's better than Harvey Barnes.
How about this? You guys give me your top 3. I gave you 2 of them already.
Saka, Salah, Doku, like, clear.
Yeah,
I agree with that top
I
3.
agree.
I would say Salah, Bowen, Doku.
Yeah,
but-
Bowen's better
Bowen's
than
better
him as
than
well.
Barnes as well, yeah, of course.
I will talk about strictly left wingers here.
No,
No, but I'll be
Even
honest,
if it is left wingers,
he
he's still not
3.
top 3.
Well, guess what? It's time to vote.
2.
Really?
2 because you tried.
I'm going to give you 1 point because it's better than your last take about Arsenal winning the quad. So at least you've got a little bit more sense.
1 for top of the league.
I'll be honest, this one's bad, bro. You changed your argument. You said first, better than any winger. Then you changed it to left winger because you realised you had nothing to sort of swim with. I have to say 1 as well, bro. I'm sorry.
Wallace.
1, I can't like what you were saying. I don't know, man. 1.
I'll take it.
Why is it always boos? Why is it always boos like haters? Pep Guardiola would be able to build the best 11 out of any other manager based on the players he has used.
Ooh.
Best goalkeeper to ever have lived, Manuel Neuer for Bayern Munich. One of the best right backs ever to live, Dani Alves. 2 centre backs, PK and company. Left back, Philipp Lahm. Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. Okay, no denying that. Best midfield in the world. Attack: Lionel Messi, Robert Lewandowski, and Thierry Henry. Name me a better team. Name me another manager that can build a better team than that.
Well, let's go for Ancelotti's in goal.
Go on, you start. Go actually.
Ancelotti's keeper is Buffon.
Buffon
and
and
I
Neuer.
think Buffon is better than Neuer. Why?
I remember people talking about, could Neuer actually win a Ballon d'Or? Could a goalkeeper actually win a Ballon d'Or? And I remember there being a conversation about that. If you're a goalkeeper and you're having a shout of winning a Ballon d'Or,
Well, he didn't have a shout.
Where'd you hear
but
this
it got
conversation
the conversation going. I don't remember anyone
Where
ever
were you
saying
reading this
that
already?
about Buffon.
I think it was 2014,
He was
right?
top 3, but he didn't have a shout because Ronaldo that year was ridiculous.
Of course, but it brought up the conversation of, can a goalkeeper, even though it's being a goalkeeper and being an outfield player is basically a different sport.
In 2006, Cannavaro won the Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
Specifically because he was the captain of Italy when we won the World Cup. But the best 2 players in that national team were Pirlo and Buffon. Buffon was a more deserved winner than Cannavaro was for the Ballon d'Or that year. That season, Buffon had more of a right to win the Ballon d'Or than Neuer did in 2014. Buffon has way more consistency and longevity at the top of football than Neuer. He was at the top of football from the 90s all the way to the late 2010s. And even in the 2020s and his 40s, he was still really, really good. Even when Buffon was in his late 30s, he was still competing with Neuer in his prime years. At 39, he was Team of the Year goalkeeper and he placed top 4 in the Ballon d'Or. At 39. That's unheard of. He played in the best era of Italian football. Neuer played in the Bundesliga, Mickey Mouse League.
Well, I mean, but you can still, being a goalkeeper, it doesn't really matter what league you're playing. At the end of the day, stopping a shot is stopping a shot. You know what I'm saying?
But who's the better shot stopper? Buffon is the better shot stopper. The only thing Neuer has on him is let's say the more modern day sense, the sweeper keeper stuff, the better with his feet. But for me, the number 1 attribute you want in the keeper is shot stopping, and Buffon, for me, is the best shot stopper ever, and he's definitely a better shot stopper than Neuer.
So you think he's clear of Neuer?
Yeah, I think Buffon is the best.
What does
keeper
everyone
of
else
all time.
think?
Nah. Neuer's shot stopping is good, I saw.
It's not better than Buffon.
Yeah, it's not better, but he's not.
It's not much
clear.
between
It's
them.
not
It's not
clear.
much.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
not clear.
I think
There's
Neuer.
a gap in it. It's a small gap. I would personally edge it to Neuer.
Personally, as a goalkeeper, I'd prefer Neuer, but Buffon shot stopping, of course, is better.
Okay. Dani Alves, PK, Company, Lahm.
Ancelotti's would be Cafu, Maldini, Nesta, Ramos, probably.
And do you know what?
That's better.
2 centre backs, 100%, all yours. I
So
think Dani Alves on the right.
Over Cafu.
Yeah.
So you're already 3 down. I'll be
cooked
honest,
now,
it's
yeah.
not looking good for you, brother.
Wait, 3 down.
You're already
Yeah.
3 down. We took the goalkeeper, we took the 2 centre backs.
Well, of course you lot are taking that. You're arguing against me. But I'm saying there's
Well,
no.
either way,
you
you're
have
2
centre-backs.
down because the centre backs are in, so you're
Yeah.
2 down.
Sure,
Yeah,
well-
you're 2 down.
Well, no, you're the left back as well. It's Paolo Maldini.
Yeah, okay, you can have the fence. Right, but this is where I want to get.
Hold on, how is this the best team then?
Because this is where we get messy. This is where we get really messy. This is where we get Lionel. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, midfield, Sergio Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta. Give me a better midfield 3 than that. Give me a better midfield 3 than that. Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. Who?
Zidane, he's in there for sure.
Zidane or Iniesta? Iniesta.
No, Zidane.
What, Ballon d'Or
for me.
Modric?
He's coached
Modric doesn't get in that team either. I love Modric. Modric doesn't get in that team. There's no way.
Ballon d'Or Modric, Zidane,
And Pirlo, I would say.
and Pirlo.
Pirlo. Busquets over Pirlo.
No, not for me.
Pirlo's passing, unreal.
Ancelotti's
Busquets.
managed Nedved as well, hasn't he?
No, yeah, he's managed a lot.
And
It depends
Nedved.
the
We could
system
have
we
Nedved.
play.
We could have Nedved in there.
Nedved. Who's Nedved getting in for?
Let's do Pirlo, Modric, Zidane.
Yeah, we'll do that
Compare
one, we'll do
player
that.
for
Yeah,
player.
yeah, we'll do that one, yeah.
Midfield 3 for midfield 3.
Okay, I mean, I don't think there's much of an argument. Pirlo, Busquets.
I'll take Pirlo for me.
No, but you can't.
Why?
Busquets is the best DM the world has ever seen ever.
In your opinion.
Hey, me personally, I can't agree with him with Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets.
That's the best
I
midfield
kinda
3
agree
we've
with him. I
ever
give it-
seen
I
in
agree
world
with him.
football.
You're not having Zidane in there at his peak.
I'm taking that 3.
Zidane's output was not enough.
Oh,
Unbelievable to watch. His
This
output was not
guy's
enough.
talking about output about Zidane. You know that you're just a stat merchant, bro. Because there's more to football than
Stats
numbers.
don't lie. It's a beautiful thing about stats. They don't lie.
They do because, for example, assists, right? There's a big misconception with assists. A simple part. Let's say the assist to Eze, right, with England the other week. That assist doesn't value the same as, I don't know, one of those De Bruyne whip crosses across the
I
box.
agree with you 100%.
So assists can be misleading. Numbers don't align with a player like Zidane because Zidane played in a generation where numbers really weren't looked at the way they are today. Okay, I think Messi and Ronaldo
They were
really...
low though, weren't they?
No, but it doesn't... What's low?
But they were low
For a
numbers.
midfielder, like 20
for,
goal
for a
contribution.
midfielder's meant to be top 5, top 10 in the world. I mean, they were low.
But he was having an impact on the game regardless of goals and assists. You understand? He was stringing
What,
everything together. He was
and
making a
Iniesta
difference.
wasn't.
No, Iniesta was as well. I'm not saying... That's
But
why...
he was doing it better than Zidane.
No, but Iniesta's numbers weren't like a Kevin De Bruyne. But if you said Iniesta was better than De Bruyne, nobody would look at you funny, would you? Because numbers don't align to these kind of players, these kind of midfielders that make a difference regardless of their output. That argument about Zidane's numbers is ridiculous.
Even then, I would still say Iniesta is a better link-up player and can do more in a team than Zidane did.
Who's arguing arguably one of the best big game players of all time.
Iniesta did it in the Champions League final.
Iniesta
Euro
did score in a
final.
World Cup
Yeah,
final.
and World Cup final.
He's got a World Cup
World
winner,
Cup
yeah.
final.
Zidane did as well.
Yeah, I know that, but you're trying to say like Zidane is clear of Iniesta. There's an argument
Clear,
there.
but I think Zidane, for me, is the best midfielder
Bro
ever.
did it on the big
How
stage.
about this? We're gonna give him 2. We'll take 1.
We'll take one.
We'll take
yeah.
1.
Who's the one? Who's the
We'll
one?
take 1. We'll take Zidane.
I would take
You can
2.
take Iniesta.
Zidane over who?
Oh, Xavi.
Xavi.
No.
Iniesta.
What are we doing? It's Spain's best ever player.
Over Iniesta.
Best ever Spanish player.
Nah, bro, we have
World Cup winner.
Busquets.
That's true, that's
We
what
have
I'm saying.
Busquets,
I mean,
Zidane,
Iniesta, I
and
think.
Xavi.
I would go Pirlo, Zidane, Xavi, but I think you guys have outvoted
There's
that.
no way you can pick on the
Alright,
best
let's get
midfield
to the
trio.
attackers.
I'll go Cristiano Ronaldo for sure.
Okay, well, Messi's obviously in above Ronaldo because Messi's the best player in the world.
This guy's trying to.
Yeah, it is.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah,
What's this
yeah,
guy
yeah,
talking?
Everybody knows Messi is the best player in the world. Everyone knows that Messi and Ronaldo
Yeah,
debate.
Messi be on the right. Don't worry, we'll leave
Messi
him
is the
there.
one.
But they're both in a team, isn't
They're
it?
both
Yeah,
in.
they're both in the team.
Messi, Lewandowski, and Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry.
We get Benzema.
Don't get me wrong, I'm with you, Luca.
At
I know.
Barcelona.
Thierry Henry,
We
I
get
know.
Benzema in there.
But still,
I see
Yeah,
Henry's out. Henry's
Yeah.
out.
We're talking
straight
about
away.
his time when he was under Pep, innit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Henry's out.
yeah, he's out there.
what my point is here is that Pep can build the best team compared to any other manager. So I'm not saying it's the best like combined 11. I'm saying Pep's team is the best, and if you took Ancelotti's team and every player in that team, it's worse than Pep's team.
I know, man.
I'm not sure.
I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily saying that
Hey,
you
you,
combine
hey,
them
you,
all.
you went here, you're going down here right now, bro.
What are we talking about?
No, but we're forgetting the depth that Ancelotti had as well. We named 3 midfielders. We didn't name Kaká. We didn't name Lampard. We didn't name so many. Xabi Alonso.
Pep,
Well,
Kevin
we didn't
De
name- we
Bruyne,
didn't name Kevin De
David
Bruyne.
Silva.
Bruno as well, of course.
We named Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, Ronaldo.
Cristiano.
Do you have Benzema in there?
Probably, yeah, Benzema maybe.
Lewandowski over Benzema for me.
Mate, Real Madrid, Benzema.
Bayern
Zidane's not better than Lewandowski.
Bayern Munich, Lewandowski, 5 goals in 9 minutes, record breaker.
Luke, I remember you saying that Lewandowski actually wasn't in his prime when Pep was with. So I'm gonna switch him. I'm gonna put record-breaking Erling Haaland in there instead. Actually, I'm just gonna switch it around, and that's my front 3 now: Messi, Haaland, and Thierry Henry. You know,
Well,
good.
you got Thierry
You're
Henry.
best.
You should have started with Haaland. But listen, there's so many players that Carlo Ancelotti had. Ronaldo, he had Bale. Bro, how many more other players did he
Di Maria.
have? Di Maria,
Vinicius
Benzema.
Junior.
Vinny,
Ronaldinho.
Shevchenko, Crespo, Drogba,
The OG are Ronaldo.
Ronaldo,
R9, yeah.
Ronaldinho.
However, the best 11, the best 3 belongs to Pep.
You know what? Let's settle on 3 players that we should put. Ronaldo has to get in.
Ronaldo,
definitely in
Messi.
there.
Let's be real, it's a striker that's up for debate.
Yeah, so the striker that we're gonna
Haaland, it has to be.
R9.
put. 9.
Are we taking the version of R9 under Ancelotti? Because then I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, if it's the
You
Ancelotti, if it's the
decide.
Ancelotti R9.
Oh, Bello,
It
you
depends.
decide.
You guys wanted to have it that way. I mean, if we don't want to have it
Yeah,
that way.
I did want to have it that way, but you're the man on the podium.
Well, I'll stick to my original point then. It can be any version of them.
So then
We'll have
R9
R9.
R9
R9
then.
clears
Yeah,
it.
then
Any
it's-
version, we'll have
R9.
R9. R9's clear.
You have R9, but I'm this isn't the point. I'm not building a best 11. No, I'm not building a combined 11.
No, no,
I'm
no,
saying
no.
the best 11 is
Done,
Pep's.
10 out of 10.
Appreciate it. I love that. For the first 10 I've ever got in this series. Come on.
For Pep Guardiola, that's why.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Ed, I do disagree with you, but your points were compelling, and it's not a ridiculous take, but I do think Ancelotti's players overall are better. I'll give you a 4, man.
I'll take it. I'll take a little 4. I don't mind it.
You know, it's finally you came with a take that actually was worth a debate.
I know.
It wasn't that far-fetched, but we named a lot of players. So I'm gonna give you as well a 4.
Okay, I'll draw it from you especially. I'll take that.
It
I was
wasn't that
expecting
bad.
a
You
-5
finally
or
left the
something.
Tottenham
We'll
picks
take it.
alone.
I'm going to go the 4 as well. It was a respectable take. You did make some good points as well, but I can't fully agree with it.
Well, you lot are wrong. I'm right. Let's do that. Whatever it is.
You got a 10 anyway, so for someone.
Boo, Chelsea, boo.
Neymar is the biggest waste of potential in modern football history. Now, let me explain myself. This is not me saying he's a bad player or hasn't had a good career, because he has. But the ability that he had, he never reached the heights that he should have done. The sole reason he left Barcelona for PSG at 25 was to get the Ballon d'Or, to step out of Messi's shadow. However, he goes to PSG. He does okay, but he doesn't achieve any of the goals that he was there for. Wins no Ballon d'Or at PSG, no Champions League at PSG. They talk about winning the Ballon d'Or. The guy made the top 3 twice. And now he's back in Santos doing his thing. Yes, he's probably saved his boyhood club from relegation, but he can't even make it into arguably the worst Brazilian squad in a long, long time. Yes, he's achieved a lot, but in terms of the potential that he had, people talk about him being one of the best players of his generation, the 3rd best behind maybe Messi and Cristiano. His career hasn't lived up to what it should have been.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree, yeah.
Starting on Neymar, right? I agree he probably didn't live up to his potential because Neymar's potential, let's be real, is probably he could have
So
easily...
do you agree with me?
No, because you said the biggest wasted potential. Neymar's potential was arguably the best player ever. But I think it's completely disingenuous to say he's the biggest waste of talent because he is the third best player of his generation, in my opinion. And even if you disagree, I strongly disagree if you disagree, but he's still up there. Neymar became one of the best players in the world. And at his best, when he was at PSG in his first season, there were points in time when he was the best player in the world because he's an all-timer footballer regardless. Yes, he could have been higher in the rankings, but bro, you can say that for anyone. How many players do you think really live up to their potential? There aren't many, I would say. So I think that's completely unfair to say.
And your whole point is just solely based on the Ballon d'Or ranking. So we know that is Ballon d'Or is just the PR awards. No one really cares about that much.
He should have had a better career than he's had.
What would classify as a better career for you? One Ballon d'Or?
A better career, yeah, because he wanted to win the Ballon d'Or. That's the whole
Every player wants to win.
Winning the Champions League at PSG, he didn't do that, did he?
They didn't do that either. That's
Yeah,
the
but
point, though.
he got to the final.
No, but the reason he left Barcelona was to step out of the shadow, to go and... The whole reason he was signed was to, A, he wanted to win a Ballon d'Or, so he wanted to move to be the main man, and it was the signing to win PSG their first Champions League. And he couldn't do any of those two things.
So because he didn't win the Champions League at PSG and a Ballon d'Or, you're saying, Charlie, he's the biggest wasted potential of this generation. Do you know how unfair that is to say?
He had a lot of injuries. Like,
But then you got injuries.
You got injury.
He has had injuries.
He
Yeah,
went to
but
one Champions League final as well.
He dragged them to that, by the way.
Yeah.
He did, but they didn't win. And
Yeah, but they also lost to one of the most dominant Champions League teams ever.
I'm not disputing that he's not had a good career. I just think that he has wasted a lot of his potential.
So you could say the same about Mbappe, and he joined them at 18, 19. He didn't win the Ballon d'Or at PSG. He didn't win the Champions League. So would you say he's failed potential or so?
No, because he's not finished his career yet.
But so far, would you say that Mbappe is very much under his potential?
Yeah, let's say he retired today, Mbappe.
Yeah.
No Champions League, no Ballon d'Or. He probably has underachieved.
Yeah.
He would have underachieved. If Mbappe retired today, he's underachieved compared
Yeah, but
to
you're
his
talking
potential.
about team achievements. When you just look at him solely based as he did achieve. He became.
What's
like
your
Luca
question?
said,
The biggest underachiever?
Yeah, in terms of fulfilling, in
biggest is crazy,
in terms of his potential to what he
Yeah, but
actually
you're calling him
achieved.
the biggest underachiever is kind
Nah.
of.
Yeah, but us as football fans are very fickle because we always put what could have been above what is and what was. Someone like Neymar has achieved ridiculous heights, and you're always thinking, no, but he could have done a little bit more. He could have done
He
this.
should have done more.
If
He
you
should have done
let's
more.
say he won a Champions League and a Ballon d'Or, you would have said, "Oh, he didn't win 2 Champions League. He didn't win 2."
No, I
He
wouldn't
had
say
the
that.
Champions
No,
League.
he was winning
He already had the
League.
Champions League.
Yeah, I know he's already got a Champions League. When you talk about him being one of the best players of his generation, just feel like the way that it's fallen off at the back end of his career.
The fact even you said that he's one of the best players of his generation makes me think, like, how can he have underachieved then?
Because he should have done so much. If you look at how good he is, he should have done so much more
But, okay,
with
but
his talent and his
there's
ability.
being good, but then the only players you can really surpass, if you're Neymar, was Messi and Ronaldo at the time. But they were so far away from anything that, okay, even though he had a lot of potential, that's still a ridiculous idea to say that he should be better than them
Sure,
two.
but do you not agree that his career probably would have been way better if he'd stayed at Barcelona? He would have achieved.
Maybe, but then that's not
it,
wasted
but
potential.
regardless, he had a lot of injuries. Are you telling me if he stayed at Barcelona, all them injuries would have just
No,
disappeared?
I'm not saying that all the injuries would obviously the
So,
lifestyle.
but you're talking about,
potential,
again,
that
like
sort of
Luca
thing.
said, you're talking about club accolades. Because Neymar tried his absolute hardest. In the World Cup, he got injured. Then, unfortunately, we know what happened in the semi-finals.
Yeah, he's Brazil's all-time top scorer and
He
top
is.
assister as
So
well.
you need to put some credit. You need to
In
put
the
some
West.
respect on
I
it.
am respecting it. I'm just saying that I feel he's
most.
wasted a lot of his potential. That's not unfair.
But you said he's the biggest waste of
Biggest.
potential.
That's the
Yeah, I
key
did.
word. If he just said he wasted his potential, you said the biggest. That's the big statement.
If you said he didn't reach, like maybe I could see it, but you said biggest. Nah, I can't.
You know
agree
what?
with
Let's
that.
vote.
I'm going to disagree because you can't really say that Neymar is wasted anything. I would give you a 3.
That's okay. I'll take that. Yeah.
You know what it is? You tried to go for like the Prince didn't become king angle, and I want to rock with it. I'm gonna give you a 2.
Whenever someone disrespects my favourite player ever, Charlie, they're always going to lose. But the biggest waste of potential is wrong, so I have to say a 2, man. Sorry.
That's all right.
Bro, I can't like 0 out of 10.
Not even a point for trying.
Okay, can I get him? He's asking for 1 point.
1 point.
Oh, he's back. Nah.
Let's see what you
The
got,
comments
Luca.
are going to cook all of us.
Jose Mourinho's resume is better than Pep Guardiola's resume as a manager.
Yeah.
His time at Barcelona, him, Guardiola both worked at the club at the same time. He didn't get the job that he wanted. He was at Benfica, then he went to Benfica before Porto, where he succeeded there, won a few trophies, went to Porto, won literally every European trophy possible in 2 seasons, won everything domestically and in Europe, the UEFA Cup and the Champions League, winning the Champions League with Porto, which is arguably his most impressive achievement, one could argue. He goes to Chelsea, and at that point in time, no disrespect, Charlie, but they're not the top club that they are now. Arsenal were dominating the league, Manchester United were dominating the league. Chelsea just came into it with Abramovich bringing in all these players, but Mourinho was the catalyst for everything. He won the league in his first season, conceding only 15 league goals, one of the most impressive Premier League achievements to this day, and he goes back-to-back in the 05-06 season as well. Then he goes to Inter Milan. Not only does he win the league, but he wins the treble in the 09-10 season, which to this day is the only Italian club to do so. I hate to say it, hurts me honestly, but Inter are the only club to win the treble. And it's super impressive because he did it, also beating Pep Guardiola on the way there, which is a really cool full circle moment because Barcelona chose Pep to come to the club a couple years before instead of Mourinho. He had that vengeance story, he knocked them out, and we could talk about refereeing decisions and whatnot, but you guys were better than them and they still knocked you out. He then goes to Madrid and he still torments Pep there, which is just, again, crazy to think about. Barcelona were dominating the league, and in the 11-12 season, Jose Mourinho ends Pep Guardiola's dominance, winning the league with 100 points, the first team ever to do so in La Liga history. Barca matched it the season after, but Real Madrid were the first to do so. Then he returns back to the Premier League with Chelsea, wins the league, I think the only coach to ever be top of the Premier League table from match week 1 right to the very end, won the league in very dominant fashion, goes to Manchester United. In hindsight, he was actually the most successful coach there post-Ferguson. He won the Europa League, he won the FA Cup, he did well there. Maybe you could argue underachieved, but he himself said that finishing second was his best achievement ever with that club, which is kind of crazy to say. Goes to Tottenham. Sorry, Ed, he doesn't succeed there, but
he beats Pep though, doesn't he?
He does.
Beats Pep a good few times.
He does. He has a good record against Pep in the head-to-heads. Got to the final. They sacked him before. In hindsight, I think that was a wrong decision from the board, but didn't win anything there. Goes to Roma. This for me is a really underrated achievement. He wins the Conference League in his first season, their first European trophy, goes to Europa League final the season after, and are very unfortunate to lose that because there were some horrible refereeing decisions. So 2 European finals in 2 years, was loved and adored at Roma. Also incredible accolades. I think he was unbeaten at home for 9 years straight. If I'm an employer and I want to hire a manager, I'm looking at these and thinking, wow, who can beat this?
If it's resume, I agree. I feel like Mourinho ball has an expiry date on it.
Yes.
Once people figure it out, it goes downhill. Whereas Pep has revolutionised football so much that he's actually got so many other managers in different leagues to copy, imitate his style.
My only rebuttal to that, Ed, is I don't disagree that Pep has definitely influenced football and a lot of managers try and copy his style of play, but Pep was also influenced heavily by Johan Cruyff, so it's not like Pep just came out with his style of football from nowhere.
I'm not saying that. But I don't know, about the resume part, I don't know, it's not much I can argue with there, to be fair. Anyone else got any points?
You can't argue it.
You know what it is? Like, he's a great salesman. I'll be honest. He's told me that. I'll be honest. He's told me that story. I'm nearly sold.
The prime Mourinho achievements are better than Pep's. Pep's not winning the treble with Inter Milan. With that Inter Milan team, Pep Guardiola is not winning that treble. Pep Guardiola is not. He's not winning the Champions League with Porto. He's not doing what.
But you could argue the same. Would Jose Mourinho win a treble with the Barcelona team that finished third in La Liga?
No, but what's your take? Because I know he came for your goal. He came for your goal.
Yeah. He brought in players like Dani Alves, Sergio Busquets, Xavi. Like Xavi and Iniesta were already in the team.
Pedro from the B team.
Pedro, and he brought all these players. So people saying that Pep Guardiola joined the best team in the world in Barcelona, he created that team.
No, I never said that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like people say
yeah,
so
people do.
So that's why people undermine Pep Guardiola's achievement. He made them win the treble in his first season. Second season, we lost to Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan in the semi-final. It was offside goal. We're not going to talk about the referee.
I do agree, by the way, Inter. You know, I don't like you guys.
But then the season after, in the semi-final against Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid, innit?
10-11,
Yeah, we beat them 2-0 in the first leg at Santiago Bernabeu. It was a 1-1 draw in the second one, I forgot. And then we went on to win the Champions League. So we basically got our get back against Jose Mourinho. I mean, you guys can put an asterisk on it's the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, but he still dominated that league. And then he went to Manchester City, and we know what he's doing in the Premier League. Like, he's absolutely walked over that league. Something that Jose Mourinho never did.
His longevity, Pep's longevity is definitely better, but I actually think Mourinho's achievements are better than Pep's achievements.
Yeah, but he won a quintuple with Manchester City. He lost only one, the Community Shield, in one season with Manchester City, and he won a sextuple with Barcelona. 2 years with two different teams in two different leagues, he dominated.
There's no debate that if you're talking about longevity at one specific club, you're taking Guardiola over Mourinho, because Mourinho comes in couple years, can't really stay longer at a club than 3 years, 3 seasons. We've seen that before. But I would argue that Mourinho at smaller clubs or clubs with, let's say, no pressure to win, performs a lot better than Pep Guardiola, because we haven't seen Pep Guardiola at a team really that isn't expected to win. Like, even Barcelona, he came into a team that, like you said, was third, but Barcelona was still a big club.
Yeah, of course.
And they were a dominant Spanish team. It's always been them and Madrid. Bayern Munich, come on, they were winning leagues before. They're the biggest club in Germany. Manchester City, it's not like this was the start when Mancini came in, by the way. They had won 2 league titles before that. They're spending a lot of money season upon season. It was expected for Pep to win. And I would even argue that you could make the case that Guardiola's underachieved at City by only winning 1 Champions League, in my opinion.
But look at the league dominance, though. No one expected that
No,
much
of
dominance
course.
in the league.
Of course. I did. Because I think Pep is one of the greatest of all time and the team was so good. So I expected that league dominance. But I think in Europe, they've underachieved massively.
Yeah,
I think Mourinho has never underachieved in Europe. The only season where Mourinho should have done better in Europe, and I think you'll agree, is the 11-12 season when they got knocked out on pens to Bayern.
When you talk about resume, you have to talk about Jose Mourinho getting sacked. Pep Guardiola's never got sacked. Yeah, so you have to use that against Jose Mourinho. Getting sacked is bad. Is a bad look.
100%. But I think every club he's been sacked at, the fans don't look back and are frustrated with him that he underachieved with his sack. And it's not one of those where it's like, man, he had to go. Maybe the fans thought, yeah, he had to go in that moment, but they weren't bitter about it. They weren't like, this guy was a terrible manager. Everywhere he's gone, in the long term at one club, of course, I'd agree. I think Mourinho can't stay longer than 3 seasons. But his individual accolades are far more impressive. Pep would not have been able to do what Mourinho did. If
Pep hasn't shown that he can't do it at the small clubs, so you can't say Pep can't do what Mourinho did.
He said it himself. Guardiola said it himself. He couldn't.
But you know, these managers, these people, they like to say stuff that they don't actually mean, innit? Mourinho, no,
That's true. Pep does it a lot.
Yeah,
He does it a lot.
Would Pep back himself to go to a smaller team and do a job?
Would you have
never do it.
would you
He'd
have gone
never
to Roma and won a European Cup?
Yeah, that's the
doesn't
problem.
need
Mourinho
Roma.
had to go Roma because
Yeah.
they're the type of clubs he's looking at now. Whereas Pep, if he leaves Man City, he's going to one of the top clubs in the world. Mourinho wouldn't get that job offer to a top club.
I agree, at that point in his career, he probably wouldn't have gone to a bigger club in Italy or a bigger club in Europe. But the point stands that he went to Roma, who in that period, they weren't very dominant at all. And he won a European Cup in his first year and took them to Europa League final in his second year. He still performed really well. I don't think Guardiola, as good as he is, would be able to do it with that bunch of players.
You know, Pep Guardiola is probably, I'd say, the greatest manager in the world. Maybe he would do it. Maybe he would go to Roma and win it. You know, win a European
But
trophy.
we've never seen it. That's why I think Mourinho's resume
I
is more
think
impressive.
we will see it maybe in the future, but I don't think there's just any time
Yeah,
now because
he
he's
ain't never
still
doing it.
so dominant.
He's not doing it, is he? Let's be honest.
He's never going to drop down.
You don't know.
We know Pep. He went to Barca, Bayern, and Man City. After Man City is his longest.
said he's
job.
going to do international.
Yeah, Man City's been his longest
He's not
job.
dropping. He's not dropping down.
His arguments were good, so I'm going to disagree. Of course, I'll say like a 3 out of 10, just because the points that he brought up was good, but I still don't believe in it.
I like Jose Mourinho's career, but obviously when he leaves, it gets a bit toxic. But you've actually sold me with your argument. No, I'm going to give you an 8.
Okay.
I was actually I told you, you can sell me anything. I'm sold.
Yeah, I'm sold. No, I agree. I'm going to give an 8 as well. I think, you know, Mourinho's resume, I think he's more impressive. I think the achievements, certainly at the start, you know, I think that prime is better than Pep's prime for me. So yeah, I'm going with a 8.
Yeah, I'm going to agree as well, but I'm going to give you a 6, just because I do have a lot of time for Pep. But them prime Mourinho days is impressive. It's very, very impressive.
You would have given me a 10 if he won the Carabao Cup as well, isn't it? If he coached in that final.
All right, comments. You got what you wanted. He's back.
Let's go, Wolus.
I think the Real Madrid threepeat is one of the most overrated teams of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait.
Wow.
Won the Liga during that 3 times. They won the Champions League. They finished second and they finished third in those 2 seasons that they didn't win the league. So how can you be considered the best team in Europe when you're not even the best team in Spain? In the 2015-2016, it was Wolfsburg, Roma and Manchester City. They went 2-0 down in the first leg. They had to beat a Wolfsburg team, comeback Cristiano Ronaldo 3-2. Against Roma, again Manchester City. Like that season, that's basically practically a Europa League run. So now when we go to the 16-17 season, the season after that, Juventus make the comeback back to 3-0. And then in that last minute, I don't know how they gave the penalty to that. And then it just completely like collapsed. The game after that is probably one of the worst ever games I have seen in the history of football. 2 offside goals by Cristiano Ronaldo. A red card to Arturo Vidal, which was never a red card. He got the ball for Asensio. And then Casemiro, he should have been sent off like several times in that game. The season after that, Bayern Munich again. Marcelo handballs the ball in the box. Not penalty given. Bayern Munich then lose in the 2016 Champions League final. Sergio Ramos scores an offside goal. Yep. So there's so much like controversies within the referees. If VAR existed there, you would argue they maybe win 1, if we're at best.
Yeah, you're spot on, Wolus. I have to say, 15-16, Ramos' goal was offside. Griezmann also missed the penalty on the 1-1,
exactly.
which was complete luck. 16-17, very fortunate to even get to the final, beating Bayern Munich.
And your Juventus. Or was that this?
No, that was the season after.
Oh, that was...
But I would say that 16-17, they were actually the best, because they won the league that year as well.
Yeah, that was
like the one year that they 100% deserved the Champions League. 17-18, they robbed us in both legs. Even in the first leg, people forget there were 2 clear penalties not given and a non-existent red card on Dybala that was given.
Look, this is stuff that I completely forget about.
That was the first leg that people forget. And then the second, obviously, we know the penalty on Vasquez, which was a joke. And then Bayern Munich in the semi-finals, a joke there. And in the final, they happened to play against the worst goalkeeper performance I've ever seen in my life.
This is stuff that I have completely forgotten.
This is just pure luck.
Karius, man. What a player.
Karius,
Salah gets
Ramos,
injured.
Salah,
So it was pure luck. I agree with you because I think it's also similar with AC Milan, where a lot of the times when they won the Champions League, they didn't even win the league.
Problem is, I don't actually hear that many people go on about Real Madrid's threepeat. Like, I don't hear it as much as you do, you know, sort of like when you say Arsenal's Invincibles is overrated, that's because you hear it non-stop. Oh, they're best team in the world, best team in the world, whatever. I never really actually hear many people saying that Real Madrid team was the best in the world.
How do you bring Arsenal?
Yeah, because you're in the wrong space. All I hear from Real Madrid fans is when we bring up trebles that we won completely legitimately, and they're probably the Where? I was
Barca pay
Yeah, I'm not.
referees.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
swear.
these are allegations.
You pay referees.
Be careful with what you say. These are allegations.
What about when he played us in 2009 with that referee from
we
Norway?
can talk
and
about
four penalties, right?
Talk about
the
both.
disgrace one.
Abidal's red card.
Let's not do this.
Abidal's red card. Was that a red card?
Yeah,
That best red card against you.
He should have got a red card before that. He
Yeah,
studied
but
it on
hey,
thing.
listen. Your clubs be corrupted clubs as well, bro.
Corrupt you, bro.
Corrupt.
You are the kings of corruption.
No. In my opinion, 2 trebles is by far better than the 3 Champions League. Even 1 treble is better than the 3 Champions Leagues in a row.
Many teams have won a treble. No team has ever won 3 Champions Leagues in a row.
If you go back in time, Real Madrid won 5 in a row.
Yeah, but who in the modern era has won 3 Champions Leagues in a row? No one other than Real Madrid. So if that's such a bad team, why has no one else done it?
Slightly more of a longevity thing as well. Sometimes after a season, you know, you bring in players, take out players, or after 2 seasons especially, it's not the same team as it was 2 seasons ago, and yet you're still winning the Champions League. Still, there's nothing like you've won it, you won it.
Champions League's the hardest thing to win.
It is.
It's the hardest thing to win.
It's the hardest thing.
It's the hardest thing, but it doesn't mean the best team wins it.
You're complaining about the draw as well. Like, you play whatever's in front of you.
I know, I'm just saying.
But it's kind of ironic you're complaining about corruption. You corrupted 2 teams right here.
Yeah.
So you
Who?
can't cry. Arsenal and Chelsea, you corrupted both of us. But you know what it is? You can't cry over something. You can't cry over spoiled milk. You know what I'm saying? You just got to buy a new one. In the league, sure, they didn't perform. But you're arguing about their threepeat. They did do that and they did succeed.
But it's overrated, in my opinion. When you just look at it from outside, it's not as
How
good
can
as
it be
people make
overrated
it.
when no other team's done it though?
I'm arguing 2, 3, 4, 5 different games across 3 different seasons. We've never seen luck like that. We will never ever see it again, especially with VAR.
Luck, they did it 3 seasons.
Three seasons.
You can't be lucky 3 seasons.
We've never seen
Luck is 1 season,
That's what
right?
I'm
3
saying.
seasons in a row is not luck.
But if you actually look at every single game, no other team in the history is going to be as lucky as that. These decisions, these 50-50, they were always
But
going
we're talking
in
about it
Madrid's
like
favour.
it wasn't a good team. Like it was still an unbelievable team.
Yeah,
but
but
every team gets luck when they win
It's a
something.
historic achievement, yes, but it's not one of the most dominant teams ever in the history of football. They were getting outplayed by Wolfsburg. Juventus completed a comeback on them. Like there was these moments where this team looked so vulnerable.
But they all lost though.
To win them sort of titles, you can have bad games as long as you still win them. That's all that matters. And Real Madrid did that 3 seasons in a
As
row.
I said, they didn't win. They didn't dominate Spain, so how could they be considered the best team in Europe?
Well, so are you saying their European run was overrated, or are you saying that team was overrated?
That team was overrated. That Real Madrid
You know what it is?
across all
In Spain, you're considered a failure if you don't win the Champions League. Is that not true?
Exactly, and you even consider more
And
of
they
a
won
failure.
3 Champions
You even
Leagues.
consider more of a failure if you don't win La Liga.
Yeah, but the Champions League has got more weight in Spain than La
that's
Liga
wrong.
does.
Imagine not winning. If you win the Champions League but you don't win La Liga, that's a failure. That's all.
Nah,
Yeah, 'cause
I wouldn't say so.
you're not even the best team in your own country.
But you're the best team in Europe.
They literally dodged Barcelona in every single round in
that's
that
not
year
their fault.
Champions
That's
League.
just-
Yeah,
that's
it's
just the way
not
it
their
goes.
fault. But when they came up against Barcelona during that period, we beat them 4-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu. We beat them 3-0. We beat them home and away.
So Barcelona
They proved
haven't won
favourable.
since 2015. Would you take winning the Champions League this season if it meant you didn't win the Liga?
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Well, there we go.
Yeah,
then.
yeah, but I'm just
Obviously.
saying.
So it's the
Well,
greatest
that's
achievement. That's
it. We're
it,
done.
bro.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
be
done.
honest.
Yeah, that's it.
I kind of understand where he's coming from. So I'm going to give it 5 because I'm on the fence.
It wasn't that outlandish. It was completely outrageous. But I'm going to give you 3 based on how many Champions Leagues they won.
There was some valid points in there. You get a 3, but I can't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree, but I'm going to give you a 4. I think there's definitely valid points to it, but I also think when you are a great team like that, you will get luck. Every team that's won big trophies has had few of them decisions. So maybe there's a couple more than usual, but still, I don't think it's overrated at all.